When Priya was young, she started to dream. She imagined a life full of color, like a painting, where her passions and the love of her life would fit together perfectly. She really wanted a love story, a partner to share her dreams and help her grow. Priya, young and hopeful, believed in forever, in a love that could overcome anything. She held on to these dreams even while dealing with life's challenges. Getting a good education was important to her, a way to be independent and learn who she was. Priya spent hours reading, letting the words create new possibilities in her mind. In quiet moments she sketched, her hand moving across the paper, drawing the feelings she couldn't always express with words. Priya kept these dreams close, like a secret garden inside her, waiting for the right person to help them bloom. She was strong but gentle, both vulnerable and determined. And when Raghav came into her life with eyes that seemed to understand her deepest feelings, Priya thought she had found the missing part of her dreams. Their love story was like a fairy tale, full of secret glances, shy smiles, and whispered promises. Raghav was everything Priya had ever wished for, charming, smart, and full of life. He saw the world like an artist, finding beauty in ordinary things. Their time together was filled with laughter, shared dreams, and a feeling of belonging. Raghav encouraged Priya's artistic side, his words fanning the flames of her passion. He'd listen for hours as she talked about her hopes, his eyes showing his support and admiration. Their wedding was a celebration of their love, a promise of the future they would build together. Priya, looking beautiful in her wedding dress, truly believed she had found her forever. The world seemed full of promise, the air filled with hope and happiness. As they started their new life, Priya held Raghav's hand, her heart full of love and excitement for the adventures ahead. But time changes things. The man who had been Priya's safe place, her best friend and biggest supporter, started to change. It was subtle at first, like the slow erosion of sand on a beach, easy to ignore as life went on. Raghav's attention shifted away from the dreams they had built together. His job became his whole world, taking up all his time and energy. Late nights at work became common, and he only talked about deadlines and presentations. The man who used to talk about art and books with Priya now spoke a language she didn't understand, filled with business words. The bright colors of their love story began to fade, replaced by a dull ache of disappointment. Priya felt alone, her once shared dreams echoing in the silence of their home. She missed the man who used to fill her world with love, the man who had promised her forever. But the man who came home every night was a stranger, his tired eyes telling stories of battles fought in a world where Priya no longer belonged. Loneliness became Priya's shadow, following her through the empty rooms of their house. The laughter they once shared was replaced by a heavy silence, broken only by the ticking clock, a reminder of time slipping away. Priya tried to fix the growing distance between them, reaching out to Raghav, hoping to bring back the spark they once had. But he didn't seem to care, responding with a distant politeness that hurt more than anger. Raghav was there, but not really, lost in a world where Priya didn't seem to exist. His work consumed him, leaving no room for the woman who longed for his touch, his attention, his love. Priya withdrew into herself, her once bright spirit fading under the weight of neglect. The dreams she had cherished withered, leaving behind a barren landscape of unfulfilled desires. The silence of their home became a prison, trapping her and suffocating the last bit of hope inside her. Having children changed Priya's life. Motherhood, with all its demands, became both her refuge and her burden. She poured all her love into her children, finding comfort in their smiles and unconditional love. They became her whole world, her reason for getting up each day. But even as a mother, Priya was alone. Raghav, still focused on work, remained distant. He was there for the big moments, the school plays and birthday parties, but it felt like he was just doing what he had to, not truly sharing in the joy. Priya's hard work, the endless cooking, cleaning and caring for their children went unnoticed. She became like a ghost in her own home, her needs and dreams fading into the background. The silence that had once tortured her now became her only comfort, the only place she could face the broken pieces of her identity. The change came unexpectedly. Priya was looking at herself in the mirror, seeing a stranger, a woman she hardly recognized. Years of silent suffering, of putting everyone else first, had changed her. The light in her eyes was gone, replaced by a dull sadness. It was in that moment, facing the ghost of who she'd become, that a seed of defiance began to grow. A quiet voice inside urged her to take back her life, her dreams, herself. Years of ignoring her own desires had left her empty, a shadow of the woman she was meant to be. This realization was scary, but also freeing. Priya had always looked for happiness in other people, seeing herself only as a wife and mother. But now she saw that real happiness had to come from inside. It was time to stop being a supporting character in her own life. It was time to reclaim her story. Priya's journey of self-discovery started slowly, a hesitant step into the unknown. She found her old art supplies, the feel of the paintbrush in her hand, both familiar and strange. Years of bottled-up emotions flowed onto the canvas, a mix of colors and textures that showed her pain, her frustration, and her strength. With each stroke, Priya felt free, shedding the weight of expectations and limitations. She found the joy of creating again, the power of art to heal. Her art became her therapy, her voice, her way of expressing the feelings she had kept quiet for so long. Priya also found comfort in really connecting with her children, not just as their mum, but as a friend. She shared her love of art with them, encouraging their own creativity. In their innocent eyes, she saw her own rediscovered joy, a reminder of the beauty still in her world. As Priya focused on her art, she felt a deep change inside. The woman who had felt invisible, her voice lost in the noise of family life, started to take back her space, her voice, her power. The colors on her canvas became brighter, her brushstrokes more confident, showing the transformation happening within her. She started sharing her art, showing it in local exhibits, her work connecting with others who understood the silent struggles of women. Priya found a community of people like her, women who understood the challenges of balancing expectations with their own dreams. Through art and shared experiences, Priya found her people, her support system. They encouraged her to embrace her talent, to use her voice to inspire others. Priya's world, which had once felt small and suffocating, started to grow, showing her new possibilities, new dreams, a future she could call her own. The biggest change for Priya wasn't in her life's circumstances, but in the quiet strength she found inside. She learned to take care of herself, to set boundaries, to stop seeking approval from a man who couldn't love her back. Priya's silence, which had once been a symbol of her unhappiness, became a source of strength. It wasn't the silence of giving up, but the silence of a woman who had found her voice, not by shouting, but through the quiet dignity of self-discovery and self-love. Raghav, seeing Priya's transformation, had to face his own failures. He saw the woman he had taken for granted become a powerful person, her spirit shining brightly. But it was too late. Priya had learned that her worth, her happiness didn't depend on him. She had found her voice, not to win him back, but to finally live life on her own terms. Priya's journey shows how strong the human spirit can be. A reminder that even in the darkest times, a little bit of hope can spark a revolution inside, leading to a life of authenticity, purpose, and self-discovery.